Welcome back to another episode of the Blockchain Brew Show. I'm T Squared. This is my co-host, Mr. Trent Anator in the house. He's rocking it today. Trent, where's your Cardano hat? Oh, that's right, guys. He gave up on Cardano and he swapped it for XRP. That is right, Trent, right? Trent?
What?
I said, you forgot your Cardano hat because you traded it in for XRP.
Oh, sorry. I was turning down the volume.
That's exactly what happened. Did the institution buyers just tickle the next parabolic run for crypto? Where's retail? Oh my lord, we have so much to get into. I love it, guys. It was a fantastic day. I longed it. I felt good. I caught it in the morning though. I put my long in like at 8 o'clock and I longed it to 109, which I guess I could have squeezed out another 1,000.
Right on.
But I started doing a lot of yard work and got myself busy. And I was like, I am going to forget about this and then give up my gain. So I closed it out in profit. So that's how we do it.
Hey, guys, so you know what strategy I started doing today? Just listen to this and see if you like this and maybe you want to try it.
Okay, one second. One note, you got to straighten your hat out. Okay, that's good. It's much better.
So what I started doing was whatever position I want to get into on a trade, I'll get in with half of that position. So say I'm going to put $1,000 on a trade. Okay, I'll open 50% of that position, go into the long with $500, say like on 10x leverage or something. That's what I was doing today, was 10x. And I was mostly trading Solana. And not that I like Solana, I don't, but I'll trade it if the trade looks good.
Yeah, it has a lot of volatility.
Yeah, exactly. And so I would go in with, I would open half of the position, and then that way, if it goes the wrong way, you know, at least within a certain, you know, if it hits if the chart starts not looking good to me, then I'll call it quits, right? But that way, if it goes the wrong way, I can still choose to lower my entry with the rest of that position later, right? Now, most of the time, if it goes the way that I anticipated, well, then what I can do is once I'm $100 in profit or whatever, then I can just go ahead and I can just go ahead and scale in the rest of that trade and then set my stop loss at break even. Right, so I open half the trade, so it goes up to $100 in profit or so. Then I open the other half of that trade to catch the rest of the move and set my stop loss.
I do that with poker, Trent. Like when I find my hand that I'm like, this is the hand I'm going all in on. But instead of going all in before I've even seen the cards, I make progressive, strong bets throughout that entire thing. And then at the very last minute, if I can see, you know, I don't have it, then I have a little bit of space. I can get out and try it again.
Hey, yeah, see what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I do it, and it works quite well because you get it into your head and commit to that hand and bet aggressive. It does work out. But guys, before we go any further on our rabbit hole trailing, please smash that like button. Not this way though, but this way, because that's what we like. Yeah, like this. Smash, 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 smash. Yeah. And it only works if you get your camera to move. Also, subscribe bell. Bang, bam, 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 bang, 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 chicka, chicka, train playing. You'll find it in that corner. Nope, that one. Those corners over there. That's where you'll find it. And guys, you know why we were a little bit late? I'll tell you why. You might, no laughing, Trent. But I'm looking at a new mic. I'm going to get a new mic like Trent, and I've been listening to the quality of this one. It does pretty good, but it bothers me that it's not as good as I would like it to be. And my work, they're giving us a couple $100 bonus. And I'm like, you know what? You guys have been so loyal to me. I have to get a new mic so I sound even better than I normally do. So that's what's going on. I'm not confident we hit a new all-time high tonight. Unfortunately, losing Steam, it seems, was expecting more of a reaction bounce. Hey, You never know, man. Trump and G did meet today. We can expect an all-time high at any day if that actually plays out in our favor. Now, if they meet and they're like, yeah, we're still mad at each other, and screw Elon. We might go down a little bit more. But before we get into like the news, I got me an Icicle Hazy IPA. Look at that, man. Look at the mountains. Trent's never seen a mountain in his life, so this is the closest he's going to get to a mountain. Trent has nothing to say because he's muted. A little ASMR pop. It's coming. It is coming. I got my finger under it. Ow! Dog, wait till you hear that on the new microphone that's going to be coming here probably the next week or two. I got my mic. Oh, that's religiously hard to do because I'm trying to drink, but I'm sucking air in through the top of the pipe. And I try to swallow, I can't throw it back enough. It was good, man. I do like Icicle Brewery. They are fantastic. It has a hint of pineapple, a splash of mango, the citrus, and the hops hit you from all the local areas. You can really taste the pines and the trees still. Phenomenal. They do a great job. Better than anything Monkish has ever brewed in their life. So, what do you got over there for us today, Trent?
Well, I've got another space cookie from Monkish Brewing Company.
That's so silly. We haven't been to space.
This
Inside
is
joke,
a
guys.
hazy double IPA, brewed with cookies, milk sugar, and vanilla beans. Coming in at 8.3%. And this was canned on May 29th.
May freaking 29th. Fresh, man. Fresh.
ASMR pop. That's what Monkish puts on the top of their cans. Drink freshie.
Drink freshie.
Yeah.
Look at that pour, guys. He is on it today. Look at that head. He's gonna get the 2-finger head. Ooh-wee. Yeah, just about. You see, I was watching this TikTok, Trent, and this lady's at this bar, and she goes, "My husband sent me up to get a drink," and the dude poured her, pint glass. Half of it was foam. She's like, I'm not gonna take that. She's like, my husband would be pissed. You won't drink. In her defense, that is a really bad pour. Half the glass being foam.
Yeah.
That's bad pour.
I mean, when it's poured from tap, I think that the reason people are picky about that is because they want as much beer as they can get in the glass. They want that extra ounce or two. When you're cracking a can, it's like 16 ounces is 16 ounces, Like,
that's true.
Like, all that head is going to go back into,
glass.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, why not? You want to take us into the news trend? You want me to take us off?
Go ahead and run with it.
I'm going to run, guys, in my chair, and you will never see it coming. We're going to go to Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph. It's foam because it's not fully chilled in the keg. Well, most kegs are fully chilled, though.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Hey, you can absolutely pick up a faint. It's in the background, guys. It's not too aggressive, but you can get the the cookie and the vanilla and the milk and the lactose for sure.
Hey, if you guys smash that like button, me and Trent will brew our own beer, and the first 100 subs are likes that we get today, and you guys are over the age of 18, we'll get a case of our beer to try when we finally do decide to brew it.
One day we're gonna do our own little microbrewing.
All 10-barrel brewery, Bend, Oregon. Those IPAs are fantastic. It's funny is the new place I'm going to go try out, Calvin, is actually called 20 Barrel. It's got twice as many as your 10. All right, man, we'll head over to the news. Here's what happened in crypto in today. Trent, if any comments pop in while I'm reading, please read them off and stop me for what I'm doing.
All right.
Need to know what's happening in crypto today. Today in crypto, Paraguay's president denied claims that Bitcoin will become legal tender, hinting at a possible hack on the official accounts. In Australia, well, just get a cold wallet. Duh. In Australia, where is Jim? And Jesse? In Australia, authorities uncovered a suspected 123 million crypto laundering scheme tied to security companies. Coinbase Brian Armstrong said, "Unfreezing user accounts is not the top priority." Sorry, is now a top priority. It's not a top. Okay, well, I guess those are the 3 articles it wants us to cover right off the top. The Office of Paraguay President Santiago Pina. How do you pronounce the Pina?
I can't. The words are too small.
All right, well, there you go. Santiago Pina appeared to deny a post on social media platform X that announced the country would begin recognizing Bitcoin as legal tender. In Monday, a post on X official account of the Office of Paraguay's president asked followers to dismiss any recently published content without official confirmation from his office. This post was made minutes after Pina's account on X announced in English that Paraguay had made Bitcoin legal tender and established a BTC reserve worth 5 million, also providing a wallet address for investors to secure their stake. So he's saying they did do it, and then they're saying they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
At the time of publication, Pina's personal post had been removed, while the government post was still on the platform. The president's office said it was working with social media platform to clarify the situation and for public to only consider information issued through their official channels. Well, you know what, guys? Maybe they will still, and maybe they just didn't want to spill the beans, because that's kind of weird to go post it with an official documentation and then say, well, we didn't mean that. We're not actually going to do it. So it means somebody made this at one point in time, because he didn't say it was hacked. So they definitely considered it. You know, Trent, one news article that's not here. Did you see what happened on Friday? The conservative Colombian runner-up for the president election was shot in the head.
I did not see that.
He's still alive. I don't know his conditions, but we're praying for his family. But yeah, he was at a rally and boom. Like outside is colder than the middle sometimes after a delivery or moving from chiller to a fridge. You sound like you have a keg at your house, Tremor. Do you run there and pick one up? Because that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I want to get a kegerator.
Me too.
Yeah.
How much do kegerators run, Trent?
No clue.
Australian authorities have charged 4 individuals following an 18-month investigation into 190 million Australian dollar. 190 million Australian dollar, I'm assuming worth 123 million American dollar, crypto laundering operation allegedly run through a cash in transit security company. The Australian Federal Police said they had frozen about 13.6 million worth of suspected criminal assets across the state of Queensland and New South Wales.
Drummer,
I didn't know Wales was Australia.
Did you used to make whiskey sours for people? I want to know that. I hear that bartenders hate making whiskey sours, even though they're so good. But I hear that they hate making them because you put the egg whites in them and you got to sit there and shake it. You know, no pun intended. You got to sit there and shake it for a while because in order to make it right. But if it's especially like a waitress doing it and she's got tables to get to and stuff, it kind of slows down operations. So a lot of places won't make them. But
have you ever tried drinking straight egg whites before, Trent?
Not straight. I used to put them in my protein shakes.
I'm not. When I used to work out pretty heavily, I used to buy the cartons of them and boom, boom. You know what I learned? Don't do that. I've never been homosexual before, but that was close enough I've ever would have bet that it would be like. Don't recommend trying to swallow egg whites straight. The Queensland Joint Organization Crime Task Force comprises 70 officers from federal and state agencies began the investigation in December 2023. They reportedly uncovered an operation that used an armored vehicle unit of security business as a front to laundering criminal proceeds into cryptocurrency. Then they used armored vehicles. Transaction trails from one suspect who allegedly laundered $9.5 million over 15 months led investigators to uncover a complex laundering scheme, mass legitimate business activity. Kind of sounds like you're still laughing about that?
Yeah, and during Pride Month of all time.
Calvin, he's laughing at it too. Oh man, 9.5 million sounds like something like Save Moon with guy. They were scamming and tried to become legitimate. What did Dreamer say?
What?
One of the places I work made it so lava flows are popular ones. One gives salmonella and one gives AIDS. You have a chance at salmonella. Like Russian roulette. How many times can you try swallowing before it gets you?
Guys, this show's taking a turn real quick. Soon the whole channel is gonna take a turn.
This is because you brought up whiskey sours. Oh man. Coinbase says it's tackling frozen accounts a major issue. How does one get a Coinbase account frozen? Does anybody know that? Because I'm kind of curious. Welcome in, by the way, JG.
Nefarious activities.
Trent.
Huh.
JG gave me the approval to make him a mod. So you should make him a mod.
Do it. Yeah, I got you. I'm on it right now.
Coinbase, the CEO, Brian Armstrong, said the crypto exchange has reduced unnecessary user account freezing by 82% after identifying it as a major issue. In a June 6 post, Armstrong acknowledged that account freezing has been a problem for longer than acceptable, and that it has become a top priority for this firm to improve. Account freezing has been a major
I did not.
Coinbase. Yeah, you did. I asked you last time. I said, if you don't respond, then that's the sign of agreement. Yesterday, and he never responded back. I could have done a lot of stuff. Stop complaining. Oh, I'm gonna mail you a bunch of egg yolks. I could list a bunch of underlying reasons why it got so bad in the first place. But what's more important is that we made it a top priority to fix, and we've been making good progress. Shout out to this guy and the whole team working on this. The issue has been reduced by 82% so far, with more improvements coming. Well, you know what, Coinbase? If you kept your customer service in America, you wouldn't have accounts being frozen by accident. Like that hack they have with people's information. We'll keep you updated as further improvements roll out. But if your account is still restricted, not for sanctioned or legal activity, please DM Coinbase support, and we will prioritize getting it looked at ASAP.
Flat Smack, what's up?
What's up, Flat? How you doing, brother? You missed the funny skit.
Oh, I told you.
JG's laughing at the mute.
I give her some.
Hey, Trent, is this supposed to be turkey?
It looks like ham to me.
No, I didn't say turkey. I said turnkey.
Turnkey, yeah.
Is that like a country it's trying to be? So,
yeah, turnkey raises 30 million for crypto.
Infrastructure for it's supposed to be Turkey, right?
Turnkey, it's probably an organization.
Is it?
I don't know what they do. I'll Google it right now.
All right. Well, Turnkey raises 30 million for crypto open infrastructure layer. Digital asset infrastructure companies. You know, guys, tell the truth. You have to fact check them on the live because you have.
Look, Turnkey, secure, flexible, and scalable wallet infrastructure.
Well, they should specify that in their name, like a hyphen or something, where you can.
Yeah, turnkey, like turning a key.
Yeah. Well, you know that article is boring. Okay, Trent, I'm taking over to you.
I hear you, JG. No expectations or small outfit over here. I do feel like it's fitting. I do feel like the wrench is fitting though, because you were like the first person ever in our chat, basically.
Yeah, when we have a special place for you, JG.
Whoa.
In the fridge next to the egg yolks and the milk. Between the milk and eggs.
After last week,
Coinbase.
Caleb and Brown must have went into liability protection mode.
Yeah. Hey, you know, that's not Caleb and Brown. That's Coinbase, silly.
Oh. Well, you know.
Because he's talking about them getting hacked.
Yeah. Right.
At least I think so, Calvin. You're talking about.
Yeah, he's talking about Coinbase.
You know, I've never actually caught on to that till you start talking about Caleb Brown. I'll start talking about Coinbase still. Moving in. Guys, check out freaking SPX 6900. The memes are still pumping, bro.
Well, and speaking of Caleb and Brown, I have the weekly newsletter.
Oh, sure.
Read
Go
over
through
real
it.
quick.
We're on the news. Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
guys.
before we segue into charts and stuff.
ICP up 20%. Whoever said it was dead? Huh?
Hey, I thought about longing it this morning too. I should have. I mean, I did good today.
Hey, we talked about Quant, Trent. Last week we talked about Quant.
Hey, JG said, how much time did Pitboy get exactly? You know, well, I mean, it's not
TBD.
It's out. Yeah, TBD. It's out there on Twitter and stuff.
There's no felony charges, so I can't
Right.
figure it'd be too much longer.
Ditto. I mean, yeah. I've been asked not to give exact dates and stuff, but you know, hey, it's not too much longer. The problem is that there's, you know, there is a to be determined element of it. So, and that part we don't even know what's going to happen. I'm being honest. So
We just
it is
give him some
a big
support,
gray area right now.
Big gray area.
Let's see.
But when we can tell you, you guys will be the first to know because you guys are a loyal community. Do you have your screen pulled up?
Oh yeah, present screen, share screen.
Share screen. Guys, look at White Rock. We've been talking about White Rock. Could be getting to that good time to buy. Into the lows. Lows. You got your screen up, Trent?
Yeah, 1 second. I don't know why it's not showing on
Stacks.
Let me share this first, and then
Stacks
I'll
could
throw
also,
that
Stacks could
out.
also be a good time to buy too. What is Stacks all-time high?
Throw that up,
There
and
you
then I'll go over here and share this tab instead. Okay. I don't know why that was so complicated.
Hey,
All right, guys.
Trent,
Huh?
that's a scammer, right? JG, you still here? Here's your first job. There's a new mod. Have you ever been a moderator before, JG? Here's a chance to figure it out. How do we remove this?
Let's see here.
I'm watching this scammer comment. Oh, that came over from Twitch. JG can't get that one. Oh, can he? He can't get that one if it's on Twitch, huh?
Oh, I don't know what that. No, he can't. But yeah, I don't log into Twitch either. I don't care about that.
Sorry, JG.
Being honest. So, all right, Caleb and Brown, weekly roll up. Your recap of crypto news and market moves. Market highlights. Trump media applied to launch the Truth Social.
Quant. We were talking about it, Harlem.
Applied to launch the True Social Bitcoin ETF via Yorkville. NASDAQ files to expand the Hashdex NASDAQ Crypto Index US ETF. Ticker is NCIQ.
Don't redeem it,
And-
Drammer says. We won't redeem it, Drammer.
This is really important because they're adding XRP, Solana, Cardano, and XLM to the NASDAQ Hashdex ETF. So it's big stuff.
Hey, Trent, you got your email on there. Everyone's going to blast you.
Well,
Everybody, blast Trent.
number one, it's our email. And then also, it's linked to our YouTube. You can go on YouTube and click show email.
You know,
And
we're
then,
testing them.
yeah. Calvin said, sad to see the demise, but it is sad. Send send feet pics. Everyone send feet pics to blockchainandbrew@gmail.com. And T-Square will look them over and give you a personal response.
I'll have my wife
Each
do
one.
it.
So yeah, the NASDAQ Hashdex ETF, I'm super stoked about that. Ethereum Foundation unveiled a strategy to reduce spending to 5% of assets by 2030. Good for them. Webis filed with the US SEC to establish $300 million XRP treasury. While I'm reading, go ahead and look up what Webis is. Some company.
I was looking at I was doing something else on one of our other channels. What?
And said he'll be back. He has a lot of willpower, and it's almost impossible to keep someone like that down. You know what I mean? Markets gained throughout the week on positive U.S. non-farm payroll data, up 139,000 for May, and the unemployment rate holding steady at 4.2%. Guys, that was big stuff. We got that on Friday, I think, the actual unemployment rate. We dropped the day of the non-farm payroll data, which I believe was Wednesday, and people were scared that the unemployment was going to go higher. But the unemployment held steady at 4.2%, and I think that's part of what created some bullish momentum over the weekend. Plus, guys, if you go to my personal Twitter, which maybe I'll show later, last week I shared a picture of Bookmap, which is a tool that shows the liquidity ranges where most of the liquidations are going to happen. And when I tweeted this, I said that there was a huge short squeeze up to 107,000. And the reason for the pump, I believe, is purely based on that short squeeze. Once the shorts got squeezed up to the 107, it was kind of a chain effect from there up to about 110 so far. So I don't know of any other fundamental news that did it. I mean, obviously, we had a decent unemployment number come in over the weekend, which gave some momentum. Trump and Elon, Elon kind of showed some signs of making up with Trump today, but that didn't.
It's all a show.
Yeah, right.
It's all a
And
show.
you said that last week.
Well, and he was stepping in from like the government role back into like a civilian role, and he needed to figure out a way to. He likes to go on big bangs. He likes to make a show when he does anything.
Yeah.
Number two, if you guys paid attention, Trump told Elon was wearing multiple hats. Conspiratorial he was wearing multiple hats 3 weeks ago, and Trump goes, "I like this guy. He's a guy who wears many hats." This is all he gives subtle hints to what they're doing. This is all part of a plan. This is all part of a plan. What would you ask me to look up, Trent? What company?
It was a company in here. Webus, Webus. Because whatever this company is, filed
stock
with
trading company.
Huh?
You're talking about a stock trading company.
Oh yes. Well, they're establishing a $300 million XRP treasury.
Wow.
I mean,
Oh, I think we covered this already a few weeks ago.
we did, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, but you know, the more that you sit on that and think about it, it's like that's one company. You know, we only ever hear about Bitcoin treasuries. You know what I mean? And you have one company rolling out a $300 million XRP treasury. I mean, if 10 more companies do that, guys, there's a lot of wealthy companies out there that can afford $300 million.
Well, think about it. I mean, every company decided that they wanted to have a Bitcoin DCA strategy. Like Bitcoin would be like $10 million. We're so early to what we have going on in the world. Crypto is so early, guys.
Absolutely.
We feel late, but we're not. You know, I think everybody feels late when they first get in. I felt late 4 years ago. Like, oh my gosh, I missed the wave. And 4 years from now, I'm going to say the same thing.
Yeah, Fatsmack says it seems like a long time ago whenever Elon tweeted about Doge or Bitcoin, it would pump. Nobody cares anymore. You know, part of the reason for that is in 2021, Tesla not only buying Bitcoin, but accepting Bitcoin as payment was a mark of legitimacy at the time.
Well, and
not anymore. Bitcoin's way past that now.
And I'm willing to bet like Google and Apple hold Bitcoin. They just haven't made that public announcement yet.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, or they hold it in a roundabout way. They're public companies. Yeah. They have to disclose their holdings. But, you know, Tesla in 2021 was a sort of landmark moment. It was a bar mitzvah moment, if you will, to use a Jewish analogy. Like, it was a coming of age moment for Bitcoin, just like Bitcoin Pizza Day was at the time. You know, because as insignificant as that seemed at the time, it was important because Bitcoin was being used to buy things, right? You know, just like in 2017, or, you know, 2020, PayPal comes out, right? It was, you know, you had PayPal, and then a few months later, that was followed by Tesla, was the next major one. Square was right there in the middle. Back to back, you had PayPal, Square, and Tesla.
Hey, you know what's interesting, Trent? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm going a quant rabbit hole right now.
Oh, you're good.
Did you know, Trent? Oh, he's gone. Where'd he go? Nobody knows. I'm sure he went to go get his beer.
Oh, Trent, no. I was just closing the door.
Did you know the amount of quant? So quant, total supply, max supply. Actually, you know what? Are you? I guess I can wait until you finish.
Oh, you're good. No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, oops. I'm gonna throw it on stage then. I'm on CMC right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Harlem had me thinking about it. So we scroll over here. We have total supply 1488, 1488 max, and the circuit supply of 12 mil. So we have 2 million that's not out yet. Top 10 wallets hold 87% of the supply of quant. And this wallet right here holds 64%.
Dang.
There's one wallet. That is wild. I almost feel like that's some sort of like, what happens if this wallet gets hacked? You know, officially into that wallet, that could be so bad.
Yeah.
That really blows me away. There's only 13% held by others in the top 10.
Yeah.
That's wild, Trent. That's absolutely crazy.
I like quant, but, you know, like I said, I've consolidated my portfolio, and if I was gonna add things back in, I would add Algorand and HBAR before I added quant.
Would you add Stellar over HBAR?
No.
Would you add Stellar over Algorand?
Because I already have a lot of XRP. Like, I'm gonna add HBAR before Stellar because that's actually diversifying. Stellar is just the same thing as holding XRP, except less credible.
Yeah. Also, that one wallet, those top 10 wallets, I'm sure those are all like founders or maybe exchanges or something like that.
Yeah.
Quant partners with BIS to integrate blockchain technologies in essential banks, boosting DLT and CBDC frameworks around the globe. After analyzing the list, the highlighted quant partners with the ECB and Oracle boosting its role digital euro, driving tokenization growth was found in a unique, indispensable summarizing of all essential information without duplicates. Quant's partner with ECB for Digital Euro Showcase. Digital Euro Showcase is pivotal role in promoting interoperability in essential bank digital currencies, reaffirming its growing influence in the CBDC initiatives globally. And guys, CBDCs are coming. You know, they talk about like CBDCs like a central bank digital currency, and now whenever we'll go there, we're already going to go there. XRP is doing it, Quant's doing it. There's so many loopholes to a CBDC. They're going to come.
Yeah.
Elon
sure.
pumps Ickius Maximus these days. He does pump that. Did you see him pump a bunch of other ones too? He has the Elon narrative. There was Doge. He did the squirrel. He was talking about Peanut. Then he did Ickius Maximus. Then he did Big Balls. He did Kill Bill. It's Elon narratives. Pretty interesting. I thought that was really interesting. I did not realize that many held that much supply.
The rest of this Caleb and Brown weekly newsletter is actually pretty interesting. Let me add it back on stage. So if you want this if you want this newsletter coming to your inbox, you can sign up for Caleb and Brown for free. There's no trade. The only fees are fees for actually making a trade on the platform.
Trent, you got a comment?
Oh, let's go. Did you ever find out about the new user reward for BidFi? Did I ever find out what?
Build your own dream finance.
I don't remember. Is this something we talked about?
I think that what he's referring to is like with Believes. He was saying like there's sometimes a sign-on bonus for new users who are onboarding. And he wants to know if what are the bonuses?
Yeah. So from what I understand, you there's the tiered structure for up to 8,100 USDT in bonuses, and you able to
pull that up tonight?
You know what? I don't have a specific graphic for it or anything.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah. But 8,100 USDT in bonuses, and that's based on your deposit and trading volume. But I'll say this: like I was not doing crazy trading volume on it, and I got $1,000 in my bonus wallet pretty quickly.
Well, this says what you said, Trent. $8,100 USDT rewards up to 11,000 welcome bonuses, $100 no threshold registration bonus, 8,000 USDT high stakes challenge fund, a 2,888 sign up bonus with referral code.
Can you pop that on the screen?
Yeah.
So the other thing is, I do believe that you get 15% cash back on your first deposit. I'm sure that's capped at a certain amount. I'm not exactly sure how that works. But, yeah, but I personally got $1,000 in my bonus wallet pretty quickly, and I was not doing crazy volume. And that $1,000 helped out. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was a nice little bonus because it let me open up a whole new position, because I was in a bunch of open positions already, and I didn't have any more capital to. I had another position I wanted to open, and I was pretty much tapped out at that point, and I got that dropped in my bonus wallet, and I was like, cool, let's go. So
Yeah, I actually went to the website right now. I'm trying to find where it said bonuses on the page, but I can't seem to find it.
yeah.
Oh, I found it. So that's where it says. It says in Google.
Yeah, I'll
This is what you were talking about, Trent, right? The
Yes.
tier up bonus that up to $8,000 tether unlock $20
yeah,
deposit, $100 trading amount $100.
yeah.
Next deposit $1,000.
They also
Keep it
have
around.
what's called they call it a manic reward calendar. So for just basically logging in every day, you get like one tether, and then each time that you participate in it, you that increases a little bit,
Oh,
cents on the dollar. So
Yeah, here's your daily rewards and hot rewards.
yeah, the manic calendar. Click on manic calendar.
Where? Oh.
Right there, manic calendar. Right there, the yellow box underneath it.
Trading fees, loss, profit, rewards, bonus rules, claim.
Yeah, we'll go up to the top of it.
No rewards login. I think I have to be logged in to show you. I think.
Okay, right, yeah. So you log in and you basically just redeem your rewards every day, and it's cents on the dollar. But you do that, if you do that every day, that's what, $60 a month. If you average, if you work your way up to it and you're redeeming it every day, it's not bad. They do some pretty cool things. So yeah, our link is in the description, and there you go. So let's see here. Hey, by the way, I'm just going to say this because I know the back end of the industry a little bit from working with Ben. Do you guys, type in the chat if you've ever been curious about it. Do you realize how much these influencers make off of affiliate links? And maybe I don't know, maybe I wouldn't be saying this if I was like in their position already. Like we're really small, so it's really no skin off my bones, if anyone knows. But like, guys, like
that's where the money's at. It's not on like YouTube and stuff.
Our commission on BidFi, we have like 5 signups. No one's traded yet, right? Our commission is 60% of trading fees. So that means if we just get one whale, or not even a whale, but one high volume trader that is, say they find us on X. Really, that's the place where it happens. YouTube also, for like, all the small trades add up, right? But, these high volume traders surf around on X and they look for the next like account that they can open with a new email address. And they do this with like, they do this with a bunch of different email addresses, especially if they don't have to KYC. And every new influencer that they find that has a link to a certain exchange, well, they're like, okay, I can get a quick $8,100 by deposit. They don't care how much they don't care what trading volume they have to meet to get that. They're already high volume traders. They're gonna get 8,100 USDT for free, right? And then when they're trading, you get 60% of their fees, of their trading fees, right? And actually, like, a lot of these influencers are getting 70%. Some are getting 80% of trading fees when you sign up with their link. Guys, the funding fees to and the fee, the trading fee to open up a high volume trade, I mean, if one high volume trader opens up,
You have like a $5,000 account on like 8x leverage. Now it's a $40,000 trade.
right, and if a high volume trader is opening up a $50,000 trade on 20x leverage, that's $1 million in volume, right? And the fees on that $1 million in volume are going to be, you know, I don't know what they come out to, but you get the point. Like, that influencer with the affiliate link is getting 60, 70, sometimes 80% of that. And I don't mean to ruin your guys' perception of influencers, but yeah, I'm looking to get another account soon, still shopping around. I'm a 500xer. Hey. Hey. And that's the other thing. Like, you never know who's in these chats, right? Like, you know, we're in this for the long haul, right? On the YouTube thing, we provide an entertainment value. Like, I'm not saying we don't know our stuff. Like, I wouldn't be on here talking about crypto if I wasn't confident that I have a certain level of expertise. I'm not rich yet. I mean, I've done well in crypto so far. I'm not stupid rich. But I'm passionate about the Cardano community.
You are not.
I've been delegating my ADA since 2021, right? So I have some skin in the game, right?
For
Like,
Halloween, please.
my wife and I worked for Ben for, you know, since September of 2021. We left during the Hit Network split, and you know, just in a lot of different ways. Like, I have skin in the game, right? But we stick with this long enough. There's gonna be people that come into our chat and into our community that that have made way more gains than we have in crypto. Like, I see it on Twitter. I was reading someone, I forget what thread I was on, but someone was like, yeah, I have oh, you know what? I think I was in Crypto Lifers chat or something, but someone was saying I have, you know, this many XRP and this many. He had like 30,000 XRP and 1 Bitcoin and 20 Ethereum, and you know, he went on, and I was adding all of that up. I was like, oh dang, this guy's a millionaire for sure. You know, just in the chat. You know what I mean? So we're like, you never know who's going to come into your chat, who's going to come into your X thread and use your link on something. Anyways, that's a wild side tangent. But I don't mean to burst everyone's bubble of their view of a lot of these influencers on YouTube, but a lot of these guys do not generate their wealth because they're good traders. There's only a few of those out there, and you can tell who they are, right? I believe I'm in the early stages of learning to be one. Okay, like I trade as my job for my income. I stay home. I made $400 today trading on BidFi, sending it to Coinbase, and then sending it to my bank account because I have to pay bills, right? Like, you know, I believe that I'm in the early stages of getting there. And I say that because I have to speak positive energy into the atmosphere, into my life. You know what I mean? But
Guys, so far retail is missing. Do you think it's because there's a misconception that one needs to buy BTC whole coin at today's price? The thought's 100% yes. I talk to a lot of people around me that are older, and every time I tell somebody you should buy Bitcoin, you should buy crypto, and they go, I can't afford that. But you don't have to buy a whole one, and they don't understand that you can buy bits of it. And when you start breaking that down to them, they're like, you can see the lights start clicking on. And I think a lot of people are afraid of new technology. It's like with your grandparents with the TV remote, and now your great grandparents with the TV remote, your parents with the cell phones, and then trying to teach your
Yeah.
grandparent about cell phones, like the computers. Like think about computers. Like every generation struggles with new technology. Like our generation's gonna be like AI and freaking quantum computing. Like if we don't keep up, it's gonna pass it, and you're gonna be like, dude, I can't, I don't have the brain capacity to handle all that.
Right.
Like every generation has something that trips them up a little bit, but it's okay, man.
I actually think that like the narrative, the controlled narrative at play decides when retail comes in. But I'll touch that in a moment, and real quick, I'll just finish what I was saying. Guys, there's like you can tell which influencers out there are making their wealth because they're good traders. There's only a few of them: Crypto Face, Crypto Lifer.
I would say there's definitely a few of them.
Yeah,
I would definitely agree with that.
The rest, guys, are generating their wealth because everyone's trading with their links. Come on, like, I know this from personal information, guys. Hit Network in the first few years, like they ran their budget almost entirely off of Bybit and another exchange, but off of these commission from affiliate link trading. Not because Ben and TJ were world-class traders. Like
uneven butt cheeks. That's what Jason Castro always says.
But like go back and think about all of the streams that you listen to, and then ask yourself if you saw the caliber of trading that you saw in Crypto Lifer's stream. You didn't, and I'm not knocking them. Look, Ben put in work in 2017, 18, 19, 2020. He bought crypto and he believed in it for the long term. He had conviction. He went without things and suffered through being poor, like, and he believed that his spot bags were going to turn into something, and they did. I'm not taking that away from him. All right. But then what happened? And that was a lot right there, right? But then on top of that, projects started paying him for videos, and then all of this affiliate link trading. It all adds up, guys. Most of these influencers they generate their wealth from the gig, not because they're the best traders. Anyways,
bullish divergence coming on the 1 hour and BTC's dominance.
Retail is coming in though, Calvin. It will. Like the stars have to align, and when the people in power arrange the narrative in such a way that it sparks retail to come in, retail is going to come in.
It's not going to come in, I don't believe, Trent, until they start cutting rate cuts, and I think that's
reason. But
that's not till September, fall, probably.
When you got into crypto, did you care about macro?
Define macro.
Macroeconomics and Fed interest rates and CPI. But by the way, be careful when you're trading on Wednesday and Thursday, because we have CPI data coming in and PPI data coming in at 8:30 on both days. So, like, write a sticky note, put it on your desk, keep that in front of you, keep it in mind.
I think this is gonna be a fake out, Trent, on ETH. Mm-hmm. We're way over the 60, which means the bulls are way in control on the 1 hour. The 4 hour is like screaming more upward momentum. Plus we have a blue triangle green dot, which is super bullish compared to like this one. It's not screaming bullish. This has like open doors coming up, VWAP up. Compared to this, VWAP is like slamming down. And then let's go to 12 hour. 12 hour, the doors are open. The strength is shooting up. It doesn't give a flying frick what the red line saying Same oversold. The VWAP's curving up. We have the blue oscillator waves are screaming bullish. Look at it. It's 22 difference. Okay, 22. That's how much. That's huge. 60 is like oversold, and we're almost just on the light blue line on the 12-hour on ETH. Look at it. Look at it. It's above everything else. It is pumping so hard. Look at this. Trigger wave on the daily. VWAP coming up hard. Money flow coming in. Everything is screaming to the upside on Ethereum. Everything. Yeah. Let's go to the weekly. The weekly, it hasn't confirmed yet, but we do got the blue triangle. So if we mimic the 4-hour, we could get followed by a green dot. It could be crazy, okay? And yeah, we gotta be a little wary on it, but it still looks like money flows coming in on the weekly. And on the monthly, green dot is so close to making a trigger wave on here on the monthly.
Daniel Ghazi, what up?
Ghazi?
Also, at 10 seconds, I want to circle back to this. Drummer, if you're a 500Xer, you're for sure going to get, as you probably already know, because you've been on a lot of these exchanges, you're going to get your 8,100 USDT real quick in welcome bonuses. So, for what it's worth.
So, it was trying to say we would really appreciate it if you used ours. Used us.
Right.
It would touch T-Square in its heart and support a new mic if you used us. Let's whip over to Gala. I hope you long today, Daniel. Good point, Calvin. He didn't care. He just wanted in.
Yeah.
I got huge into Gala games back in 2020, and I loved playing like the Farmville version of it. I was like, let's just grind it out, man. I loved Gala when it first came out. What we got going on? You're long at 1550. I knew you'd be long.
That sounds like a good.
Yeah, well, I mean that's 1558. Yeah. You bought it back over here. You bought it yesterday, it looks like. Jump over the 1 hour. 1 hour. 1 hour. This just looks like it could be a fake out. I think that could be a fake out. We might come down to like 17 on the 1 hour. But we have on the 4 hour, Daniel Ghazi, first time ever, we have VWAP coming up, oversold, strength shooting up, blue oscillator waves screaming to the upside. We're going from red to green on the momentum, not momentum, but the money flow, which is great to see. Let's check out the 12 hour. 12 hour open doors. You have a good long, my friend. That, if not financial advice, I think that's a good long position. Unless some sort of like crazy ass news comes out, I feel like you did well, sir. You should pat yourself on the back. You got it. You did it, man. Swing down. No, not bullish divergence, but it looks good on the daily too. Looks good on the daily. Check out the week. I think you did good, man. Even on the weekly, it's looking pretty solid. Pretty solid numbers. We hope more likely. We're projecting out 5 days. This could turn into a trigger wave, anchor trigger wave. The VWAP could shoot back up, oversold. Strength could flip around. That could be solid mathematical equation. And hopefully on the monthly, man, if Ethereum flips a green dot, well, I would say if ETH flips a green dot, we're 2 months away from Ethereum smashing it through the roofs. And that will also put Gala through the roof too. I'm also long One Harmony. Yeah, but those are like the practical same charts. Look at that. You can't tell me that's not a double top. You can't tell me this is not a triple bottom. I refuse to believe a double bottom.
Sorry, I've just been sitting here thinking about this retail question the whole time. And I think it's finally clicking for me. So, look, guys, in 2021, when did the retail hype come in? The Pi cycle top indicator flashed. You know when it flashed?
2021.
What month?
September.
April.
That was my second guess.
The Pi cycle top indicator flashed during the first peak. of the 64,000 peak, not the 69,000 peak in
That
November.
was a trick question. I was gonna. You asked me when it popped, and I was gonna say the peak, but
Yeah. Right.
you tell me the first peak.
Right. And look, there's a reason for that, though. Guys, the retail hype. Oh, man. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm shopping for a new platform. The rewards, LOL. If I choose BitFi, I'll use your code for sure.
Thanks,
Let's
Jeremy.
go.
I mean, I would love it if you used ours, but you don't have to feel obligated.
Yeah.
We're zero peer pressure, and if you didn't use it, I would not be hurt at all.
Yeah.
Trent might be hurt, but I wouldn't.
No. This guy makes money. Obviously, he's gonna do like the wisest choice for him, which obviously.
It's me.
But yeah, like the retail hype came in the first half of the year, and it was news driven. Guys, what is the news right now? Like tariffs are. I mean, look, talk about retail. My wife is a teacher, right? And another teacher that she works with, we talk about this all the time. This person bought a lot of XRP and Cardano because I talked to him about it, and he got shaken up a little bit because of all the tariff news. He was like, hey, like my retirement account is gonna suffer, and like Trump's really causing a lot of problems for everybody. And guys, that is what's driving retail right now, is fear of uncertainty is what is driving retail decisions. And in 2021 you had a domino of events. It was PayPal acquiring Bitcoin, Square acquiring Bitcoin, Tesla acquiring Bitcoin, Elon Musk. And then what happened during the summer crash? Elon Musk was flooding Bitcoin, which it doesn't matter as much if he does that now, in my opinion, because at the time, Tesla was a sort of bar mitzvah coming of age event for Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't care about Elon Musk anymore. In my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I think he can FUD it a little bit, but not like he did back then. Then what happened is you had Coinbase becoming the #1 app on the App Store, and that actually marked the top. So, guys, it's going to be news driven. Like June, the original executive order, when Trump said to acquire Bitcoin as part of a national stockpile, the fine print of the original executive order states that David Sachs, the crypto and AI czar, should work with the Treasury to present a plan to the president to start acquiring Bitcoin, and they're to present that plan by June. That's what's in the original executive order. Guys, it's just a matter of time. It's going to be... Why am I so confident in this? Because it's... I don't want to say it's planned. Like, it's fundamentally driven by the Bitcoin halving and a whole host of other things, right? Global liquidity and the Bitcoin halving.
We'll have a fake on XRP before we pump, by the way.
But there is an element of this that is controlled and planned by global elites. Why? Because they need retail as exit liquidity. You guys don't think that the biggest whales in the world are not going to make sure that retail comes in mass? Of course they are. And the only way that they don't is if they're trying to create a super cycle. The only way that they don't make sure that a blow-off top retail event comes in is if they are creating a super cycle as we speak. That's the only way. Other than that...
So, if the super cycle in the cards, do you think we end the same time as we would traditionally end between October and January? Or do you think, what's a super cycle to you? Is that a bigger explosive up top, or is that a longer, drawn out, slower up?
It's a longer drawn out. A super cycle to me is we keep getting 10, 20, 30% dips, but no true bear market like we've had in the past. No 70, 80%. And what it could look like, and look, I'm still a 4-year cycle guy until it's invalidated. But what it could look like is, you know, hey, Q4 of this year, we have a 20, 30% dip. Everyone thinks it's the beginning of the bear market. And then it recovers back to new all-time highs in 2026. And then everybody knows that it's changed. And then nobody also knows what to do.
I'm so bullish right now.
Like, you know, so yeah, like the only way that we do not get a mass blow off top retail inflow is if the elites are creating a super cycle. That's the only way. Other than that, you don't think, look, the whales need retail as exit liquidity. You don't think that they're going to create an environment for retail to come in? Of course they are. In 2021, it was, again, PayPal, Tesla, PayPal, Square, Tesla, Dogecoin, Elon Musk, SNL. Like, it has to, the people have to take shots from the 3-point line this time. Not just so elongated cycles, exactly. Like, guys, they have to up their game. They can't just take long twos. They have to shoot from the 3-point line. They have to be like Caitlin Clark, dropping it from the logo. Like, in other words,
elongated cycles, Trent.
I look, until the 4-year cycle is invalidated, I can't say that. But
you just say it's could be a possibility.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we have that's different, Trent, is that we have a crypto influencer president, not influencer, but pro president. And you have to really think about, like, Trent. You have to really think about, like, all the different events that we have coming that are bullish, and kind of like write them down. And we're gonna do a check mark, like, okay, this one hit, this milestone hit, this milestone. We're gonna get to a point where, like, we have nothing left, guys. Like, what can top, the U.S. buying? I bet you the U.S. will probably be the last thing across that finish line.
Yeah. Right. And look, that if that happens, we don't get a blow off top retail inflow. Right? Those two things, there's a law of logic called the law of non-contradiction. Right? Two contradictory things cannot both be true. So we cannot get a super cycle and get a blow off top retail inflow.
Get retail in.
The blow off top retail inflow is what causes the bear market. Right?
Juan, what's up, Juan?
We get one or the other. If we get a super cycle, we get a slow drip of retail still into 2026, into 2027, when we should be getting a bear market. Right? It's elongated.
Maybe short term down, Mr. One, but if you look at, like, what we just previously just checked out, maybe probably like 3 to 4 hours short. But dude, the 12 hours bullish, the daily's bullish, everything is looking so primed right now.
Yeah. And this will be my last point, and I'll let you look at that real quick. If, however, the most elite whales in the world decide that they want their exit liquidity this year, then, guys, a domino of news is going to create that. If everyone is bullish, that's bad. Yeah, I get you. a domino of news is going to create that retail hype. The announcement that the United States bought Bitcoin is going to happen, and it's going to come. Then we're going to see the ETFs, right? All those things are the new PayPal, Square, Tesla. The new PayPal, Square, Tesla of 2021 is the U.S. buys Bitcoin, and then the U.S. buys altcoins, and then ETFs are coming.
Exactly. I don't think we'll get a 30, 20, 30% retracement. One, just because I feel like we just got that May, and we've still been trying to recover. I'm willing to bet we'll probably get a big push in July, and then like August, September, we'll get that retracement. You have to look at like the previous cycle and what they did in those months. And I think that's what would more likely happen. And then we get that final pump in, Santa Rally.
I could be wrong, but I think that the next 20 to 30% retracement comes back to retest the new all-time high at 112, right? So it goes from 130 to 112.
I think you're probably right. I would probably agree with that.
Yeah. So look, again, U.S. stockpile, U.S. strategic reserve, and ETFs are the new PayPal, Square, Tesla. It has to get bigger and bigger every time. And that's why I do think that we get one more traditional cycle.
Also, Trent, Alex Becker, I mean, he's the greatest indicator ever. He's so bullish right now. And there's no way that his banks will drop 20, 30%.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's another one that probably...
What's up, Mr. Eric? What's
Pastor
up? Shadow Trade King?
He's another one that Becker, like he's another one that probably generates wealth, not because he's a phenomenal trader, but because he's an influencer, right? Anyways, that's why I do think that we get one more traditional cycle, because I think that the stockpile, the strategic reserve, and all of the ETFs are going to create one more.
Dude, I know. You know why Becca's been wrong so many times? One is Trent nailed it earlier. He makes all his money off affiliates and funny videos. He's not good at trading. And then he buys a bunch of dividend yielding stocks. And then, we all know Coinbase is going to do good. We know MicroStrategy is going to do good. We all know Palantir is going to do good. We all know Amazon's going to do good. And that's why he buys and he makes his money off that and just reinvests it.
And I'm not saying these guys aren't profitable traders and investors. I'm just saying they're not. What
a lot of influencers said 100K last cycle. And you know who got on my radar was at that time was blockchain backer BCB, and he said that the top was in at 69.
Yeah.
And that's what made him famous on YouTube, because he called the top, and he said it was the most hit he's ever had in his life because he was the only one that was bearish, and people were mad at him for not being bullish.
But he butchered the bottom. He swore it was going under 10.
He did?
Yeah.
Well, that was definitely a whoops.
Yeah. Right.
What's 850 PT?
And he argued that to the death.
Well, so it is. Who's the other one that they had around the blockchain? Garrett Soloway.
Yeah,
he's probably still bearish. And they had somebody else on there too that thought it was going down to the death. They're like, no, it's going down farther.
Garrett Soloway has pictures of bears drawn on his ceiling so that he can look at them when he goes to bed at night.
I actually really like Garrett Soloway. I thought he was a really good trader, but I do think he was wrong about bottom. And now you look at back end, he clearly was. What is eight?
Hey! Garrett Soloway goes to bed with a giant stuffed bear, and he pets it.
He pets it. Until
he falls asleep.
What's Eric's comment? 850 PT. Guys, LA came out and said they're going to buy Bitcoin to rebuild the city. Just kidding.
Oh, he was saying our bedtime.
Yeah, he does. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Frickin' Becker does dump it on his followers. He tells you too, so you can't be like, you dumped it on me.
So that's
Some
why
people
I
claim
think
that they track him, but I don't
one
know.
more epic retail hype blow off top is because the stockpile, the strategic reserve, and all of the ETFs are going to create that. Guys, next cycle, we realize that they have to do
yeah,
something
thank
bigger and bigger each time to create this retail blow off, right? What are they going to do in the next cycle to go bigger than strategic reserve and ETF?
I can already tell you that, Trent.
What?
The rest of the world's going to follow America.
That's true.
You'll
That's true.
get the rest of the world. UK will be like, we're going to get our strategic reserve. Mexico will be like, we trade pesos for Bitcoin.
That's true. But
China will be like, yen.
so then maybe we get 2 more cycles. But at some point, the cycles are coming to an end. Well, as we know them, the Bitcoin halving is always going to be a time where a fundamental time of growth. It's always going to be that. The Bitcoin halving is always going to create
Trent,
a supply
give Calvin
shock.
a hug. He wants a shout out from you.
Just happy I'm in. Time to tune in. Appreciate you too. Thank you, Calvin, for honestly, we're going to be off in a second.
I technically count as 1.5. I got 4 eyes and a nose, 2 hands, 2 feet, and a penis.
Germany sold early at 50 something K, missed out on like 3 billion profit. Dang.
Yeah, I remember that. Did they cause a dump?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because there's some obscene law that's like you can't have something that's worth super valuable, so you have to sell it.
Right. Well, if Calvin's I see viewership is declining.
We don't want Germany to try to
Calvin,
take over the country again, though, so it's kind of a good thing maybe they sold. Can't fund it.
If Calvin's turning in, maybe it's a sign that we should all do it together.
Okay. Well, you want me to do it then?
Sure.
Okay, guys. Thank you for showing up. Smash that golden like button. Hit that subscribe bell. It's right here. Guys, it is bedtime. Trent is tired. You can see it in his eyes. He crushed the trading today. Like he said, all words of knowledge. We just want what's best for you guys. We're so small and puny that we're giants underneath, though. So stay tuned because we are growing. We got plans. Me and Trent were working so hard in the background. We got big things coming, guys. Partnerships, collabs. We're working on it all for you guys. But thank you for showing up. Thank you for your support. We love you guys, and we wouldn't be here without you. We're dabbing out. Dabbing. Trent, dabbing. You gotta make the noise.
Cheers.
No, you gotta dab. Dude, I'm waiting. Dabbing. No, dabbing. No, you gotta go dabbing.
Dabbing.
One more.
Dabbing.